Hello and welcome to the Creator's Garden. I am called Harpy, and today is a very sleepy, chill day, even more chill than usual. I think the borbs are still hibernating. So, with that being said, we are going to draw some borbs today based on the characters found in my Snapdragon Club webcomic. So with that being said, let's move on to the main camera. So today we've got some pieces of sticker paper to work with. I've already drawn a couple of circles to start us off. Just not a whole lot. Just sketch some very loose circles. Because borbs are fairly easy to draw. As for which borbs, I think to start us off, I'll go with some of the borbs that have sticker forms. And since we've got Dreamwalker at the top of the pile, we can start off with him, which is going to be really fun because as you can see, he's got some nice golden ribbons for hair, and maybe I'll even incorporate his dream shards, which are those little glowing white diamonds that he sometimes has. Basically, those dream shards are how he enters dreams or gives dreams. So let's see. Oh, that's where my pencil went. Oh. And actually, go in here. Just wanted to run some quick stream maintenance. Make sure everything is in working order. But yeah, there hasn't been much going on lately, I suppose. Which, is sort of a blessing and a curse. On one hand, it's very peaceful. And at least there's some quiet times. But on the other hand, sometimes it can be a little bit difficult to get inspired when things are this quiet. Sure, initially it's very inspiring, especially if things have been chaotic for so long, and then you suddenly are put into a realm of quiet and serenity. Then it's oh, I can finally breathe. Now, I'm already running into a small issue with this board because while Dreamwalker does have eyes, his eyes are never supposed to be visible. And so the lore reason is that his eyes, while normal, are a color that you can't really pinpoint. Sure, that probably means you could depict it as shifting hues and whatnot. But I like to think of it more as you know how if you're like in the middle of a dream, you're just taking in everything as it is, and like everything is like, all right, this is what's happening, this is what's going on, these are the facts, all right, let's keep going. And by the time you wake up, a lot of those like become sort of vague memories. And that's kind of what Dreamwalker's eyes are. They're more like vague memories. Like, you know they existed. You know that they're there. And you're pretty sure they were like fairly normal looking. But you can't for the life of you recall what color the eyes were or anything like any details about them. And that's what Dreamwalker's eyes are supposed to be. They're basically that moment of when you wake up and you kind of forget what you dreamt. I'm thinking what I can do. I can square these off to resemble his ribbons more, so that way all the feathers can look like the ribbons. This Borb is gonna have a super long golden tail. Kind of like Feather King. For those who don't know, Feather King is my golden Borb who brings me boba and all sorts of other treats. And he gets plenty of treats in return. I'll just have tiny little dream shards. Just kind of hovering around him. Yeah, and I can refine that later. And then next, we can have... Ooh. Dolly as a Borb. She's already very round, so basically I think all I would have to do is just put the hat on the Borb and I could call it good. Yeah, I think that's basically Dolly. Do I want to add eyelashes? Yeah, that could work. Also, I think I abandoned that idea. So that's going away. And hello, fourth wall repairman. Welcome, welcome. Glad you can make it. Hope you're doing well. I messed with the stream settings so that it's low latency. So I'm wondering if that's going to affect things. Doing okay, you? I'm doing all right. I guess I'm just very tired, so it's a very, like, I know usually my streams are fairly chill to begin with, but I think it's going to be like even more so. We're just doing some borbs today. Maybe it will, we'll see. Yeah, hopefully. Because I know there was like plenty of latency before, and I think it was fine back when there was like less people that were like interacting in chat. But I think as more people start coming along, it's probably better. But hopefully it also doesn't interfere too much with the video quality. Because that's the only thing. Because, you know, if you're looking at an art stream, you should be able to see the art, right? I'm a baby streamer. I don't know what I'm doing. But so far, in terms of borbs, we're doing borbs based off of Sanctus characters. So I'm starting off with the ones that I have stickers of. So I got Dreamwalker, and then I've got Dolly. So I think next one is Shade, which is going to be both interesting and not so much because he's got very monochrome. I think I need to keep the mask, and then he can just be a shadow borb, which, you know, super edgy. Absolutely, yeah. Actually, to be the opposite of Dreamwalker, we'll have his flowy tail kind of come out the opposite end. I gave this Borb a bob. I'm not even sure if I'm going to keep that, but for now it's really funny. Should try making a sharper character look sometime. I've gotten used to curves. Oh yeah, I mean, sharper character designs are usually, like, I know, like, stereotypically speaking, they're used a lot to, like, easily inform if someone's, like, an antagonist or a villain. But it also could be, like, you know, for straight edges, like someone who's very proper or, you know, is not willing to, like, bend their whims and stuff like that. So, like, business people. So that could be fun. And actually, I have one character who's, like, very blocky. But I'm not sure if it would be, like, too straight edged, but you probably could. His name is Kavan. He's one of the demons. He's one of Alden's associates. I still have not properly you kinda get a glimpse of him in the Snapdragon Club grand opening comic, but not a whole lot. Can also be used for pleasant looking 2000s style. Remember when a lot of Flash animators did that? Ooh. That is a blast from the past. I feel like I've probably seen the style before, but for the life of me, I cannot name any particular examples. In any case, that's 3 Borb sketches down. So we got Dreamwalker, we got Dolly, and we have Shade. Who's next? I think it was Ruby Merchant. I feel like this one might be cheating a little. Because, I guess I should include the robe. I feel like this Borb needs to have clothes on, actually. So we can do that. Okay. It's funny because in the previous stream, I believe, I was like debating whether or not I should change the flower that's Ruby Merchant's face, because originally the idea was that it was supposed to be a rose. But I've since learned that the way I draw roses is not quite rose. And it was kind of reading as more a carnation than anything. Super simplified carnation. But I think at this point, it's more like it's probably just going to be its own flower. Maybe it is just going to be a hybrid of a rose and a carnation. And I think this Borb in particular is going to be one that has this sort of talent feat. Because I think that fits him more than just having a tail or more feathers. Just gonna try and really hit it home that it is wearing a little purple robe. Goodness, if these start wandering around the creator's garden, I'm not sure what I'd do. If there's a stream feature that could make the Borbs have jelly physics, that would be amazing. Having a Borb Plinko, I really wish. I really want to do that. But I don't know how to do that because I feel like everything that's ever been made is always catered towards like Twitch. So me being a YouTube streamer kind of makes it difficult to find things that would actually work for YouTube. But I would absolutely love that. If I could find a way to implement that, I would absolutely do it. So if anyone watching the VOD after this has any ideas, feel free to let me know. If you've got resources or any idea of where to find these things for YouTube streaming. But I am also on a budget, so we can only hope. But yeah, that's 4 Borbs sketched out. And I think we'll keep sketching more, and then we'll come back to do some inking later. Because once we like have the concepts all sketched out, then it's usually fairly easy to just ink and color. Ooh, Farmhand. We haven't drawn Farmhand in a long time. Like, I think their last appearance was in the Wanderer's Tale comic, in which they got to end the comic, essentially. But they are super adorable, and I'm so happy to have a sticker of them. obviously, they are going to be a cherry borb. Because that's what they are. A little cherry head. And maybe, just for fun, I will make it so that their wings are actually floating as well. There you go. That's cute. I like that. And then we have Forest Guardian, which is going to be interesting because Forest Guardian has no facial features. So we're probably going to really emphasize the hat. And then wings to say it's still Borb. Still putting some guidelines just so I can have the hat positioned in the correct way. I think that could work. So who's next? Is it? Ooh, Alden. Alden the Demon, also known as Piro's father. Obviously, the eyes and horns, I think, are going to be the most defining feature. Other than looking like a jack-o'-lantern, which maybe I can get away with a triangle, like a black triangle for a beak. And then tiny little stubby horns, maybe. He also needs the talons. There'll be little black talons. hands. I think that works. Cool. Yeah, precisely. That shape, yes. We appreciate jack-o'-lantern faces here. Hello, Warlock. Welcome, welcome. Thank you for stopping by. Hope you're doing well. And I hope you're resting up those wrists, mister. For those who don't know, Warlock is another lovely artist. But he should be resting his wrists so he doesn't break himself. So, you just sit back and chill to the stream. Though there is fishing, if you would like to do a quick little fish. I'll survive, he says. Probably. Sir? Please rest. Ooh, we got Scotty next. Scotty Hijack. They are going to be essentially the main protagonist, the main hero of the story of Sanctus, essentially. But I'm trying to make sure that everything is in place. Trying to make sure I set things up. I think the main thing about Scotty is going to have to be the scarf. You have caught Cthulhu. Was it an octopus or a cuttlefish? I wasn't paying attention because for some reason I can't hear when the fishing is going off. Oh, it was a giant octopus. Ah, awesome. But yeah, feel free to lurk or whatever as you'd like. Actually, this is going to be a really interesting board because Scotty's true form is that of basically like a biblically accurate seraph. So it's just 6 wings all conjoined into one. No actual body, just wings. Oh, this is going to be cute. I love it already. Okay. So we've already got 8 Borb designs done. And I have room for 4 more. No, not a pencil fish. Dead Cthulhu dreams no longer. But wait, I forget. Is it that, like, the universe is supposed to be like the dreams of, like, elder gods? So it's like if they stop dreaming, then, like, the world just stops existing. I forget how it works. Mackenzie as a Borb. I have attempted this once before. I could make another one. Yeah, I think I might do another one anyways, because the first time I tried, I don't think it was quite the best, so... Alright, we'll do another Mackenzie Borb. Which is great, because... I've actually been in the midst of scripting the last bit of story for the actress's tale. So, it's going... So I already have that, like, planned out. I just need to draw up the panels. And they've been going, you know, fairly smoothly so far. Just taking it slow. What do you think is the balance for an artist between wanting to be noticed and being an obnoxious cloud chaser? Oh, goodness. I think the balance comes from sincerity. Like, if you're upfront with what your intentions are, I feel, then, like, I feel like it's a little bit easier for people to be more forgiving. Because, like, you know, the people who, like, you know, try to clickbait you with, like, something cool that's in the thumbnail, but then it never, like, shows up in the actual video. Then it's like you feel like you've been lied to, and that doesn't feel great, and so you're just like, oh, well then how can I believe that there's anything of value in this person's channel for them to watch or whatever. Or if it's not a YouTube channel, then it's like, well, if this person has been like shown to like not be honest, then how can I trust that anything they do is actually, you know, worth looking at? But I think if they're just like, yeah, I know this is a popular trend right now, but I thought it looked fun and I wanted to give it a try, rather than like, yeah, this is totally something I made up and it's super cool and you should try it, you know, trying to be like the trendsetter. I don't know. Personally for me, like, those are the types of artists that I usually like. I prefer like more honest artists who are just like, yeah, I just thought this would be fun and I have no idea if this will be successful. I have no idea if it'll look good in the end, but you know what? We're on this journey together. So let's go. Rather than say, like, from the get-go, oh yeah, this will totally be awesome, but you better stay till the end. Oh, but you better not like click away. You're not gonna want to miss this, you know. It's like, especially when there's so much out there, it's like it gets tiring. And at least that's how I feel about it anyways. Yeah, I heard it's a fine line. The universe is theorized in Lovecraft lore to be the dream of the blind Azathoth, commonly referred to as the blind idiot god. Yeah. I vaguely remember hearing about him, yeah. Which, yeah. The dreams of a blind idiot god. Would totally make sense, right? Thank you. I was wondering about that, and sincerity may be the answer. That's what I'm hoping for. I understand that possibly, like, maybe there's, like, slight mixture of delusion and optimism, you know, coding my answer, but I mean, that's at least what I look for when I look for, you know, artists to like get inspired from, or just, you know, creators that I enjoy watching, is just the sincerity. Like, even if you're just a reaction channel, the honesty of the reaction, rather than like over the top theatrics of, oh my goodness, oh wow, oh that was so cool, oh, like, yeah, sometimes, you know, it's warranted, but at other times, you know, people can sometimes tell when it doesn't sound as genuine as it could be, even if that, like, even if the sentiment is real, it can be a little annoying if it's always over the top. And I think that's why, like, at least in this moment in time, I still respect creators like I don't know if you've heard of Jazza. He's another, like, artist on YouTube. But I feel like he seems to, like, give that impression that he's always been fairly genuine. And even when he's wrong, he at least admits that, hey, This is my bias. This is how I feel in the moment, and he's willing to change his mind. And I think it's also like based on the diversity of his videos that he's also willing to just try new crafts just cause hey, maybe I can make something good. Maybe it'll turn out alright. And I think that's a good sentiment to have when in the midst of process of creation. Like, not everything has to be perfect, and especially in art, it shouldn't be expected to be perfect. I think, like, I don't know. I think sometimes people who try to market themselves as artists, like, maybe get too focused on whether or not their art is marketable. That they kind of just lose the joy of creating in the process. Maybe that's a super hot take or something, but I don't know. Pog face thumbnails. Yeah, there's so many of those. Have not heard of Jazza. May have to check him out. Yeah, he's done like a lot of like various art related videos. It's usually just him just trying out new and like ridiculous projects that are maybe a little too overambitious. He also does like super silly challenges, like trying to draw a character based on their book description, or trying to draw a character from memory that he hasn't seen in a while. I think there was one video where he was trying to like draw Pokemon, and there were just some Pokemon he didn't know because he's only like most familiar with the first 150. 151 if you're counting Mew, but yeah. It's cute and it's fun. And then he also like released a sci-fi book recently. And I've seen a couple of people like already review it and say that like, dang, it's actually like kind of good. So, you know, good for him. Anyways, where was I? Oh yeah, Mackenzie Borb. I think I'll draw her over here. Super stylized wings, and her makeup and just her general face are super unique. At least in terms of how I usually draw, like, the feminine face. So I think the question is, how much do I want to emphasize it? I guess I could just go really... like... wing eyeliner. And then of course I have to have the beauty mark here, because that's gonna be there. And she'll probably have like a little bit of eyeshadow right there because... oh yeah, I guess I could just do this at the tip of the beak to be like, yeah, that's her lipstick. Yeah, that works. Actually, she might have more of a curly tail in the back. I might need to move this Borb a little bit. Hopefully this one doesn't need too much space, because I might have accidentally made this one a little big. I thought she was going to be smaller than that. Anyways, next one. Ooh, Mac. Again, I think Mac is one I've done before. But turning a cat into a bird is really interesting. I think I'm going to have to give him like sort of feathery ears in place of his cat ears, and then he can have the talons. And then for the tail, maybe something like this. Kind of similar to my Harpy form tail. The boy cat Borb. Yeah, so I guess I could also mention that Warlock is also the comic dub voice for Mac and Pyro in the Wanderer's Tale comic dub, which he did an excellent job at, by the way. Also, thank you very much for all those outtakes. It was really fun to put those together. Big Nemo. And other voices. Yeah. He also did the voice of one of the guards, one of the hunters, and the mayor for The Hunter's Tale. I think that's all the credits, right? Specifically, like, you were the Green Hunter, which is based off of a short-lived D&D ranger. Okay. I think that gets the general idea across. Very Borb. Alright. What's the next one we got? Oh. We got Oren Kingsley. Again, she hasn't really been seen since the grand opening comic. But she's a cute little grumpy orange. Don't call her that though. She will get angry. I think similar to Farmhand, I think it's just going to be really easy to just be like, hey, this is an orange Borb. She got little freckles too. Cause she cute like that. But if you give her coffee, she's less grumpy. Yeah, green lad and the mayor. Yeah. Alright, last Borb. Who's it gonna be? It is not going to be me. That would be cheating. That would be cheating if I just chose my Borb form as the last Borb. Although I still enjoy the design of the Princess Borb. Maybe one of these days I will have a PNGtuber version of the Princess Borb. What do you think? Would you guys want to see that PNGtuber version of the Princess Borb? Just more my Harpy form. I love Falcon. I really do. Like Dr. Shade really did an amazing job on his voice for the Hunter's Tale. But man, that seems like too easy for a Borb. Oh. Oh, and the next one is Vakshi. Why is the last one going to have to be a hard choice? No. Falcon is a Verby, to be fair, yeah. Is she so sour because she's a citrus fruit? Yes and no. I will get into Oren's lore a little bit. Princess Borb is good Borb. Ah, I'm glad you think so. Princess Borb is great. Imagine if she were a lemon. Oh no. Oh no. I think if Oren were a lemon, she'd just be grumpy all the time. There would be no stopping the amount of grumpiness. But yeah, I think Vakshi can have the honor of being the last one. I know someone's going to be happy about that. The Bee Sun is a number of people's favorites. But yeah, so the reason my Oren is grumpy is because she has a very low stress threshold. So if she overexerts herself too much, then she like throws up orange juice. And also because she's so like small and short, she feels like her co-workers at the detective agency don't really respect her and treat her like a secretary. So she's got reasons to be a little grumpy, a little upsetty spaghetti. But luckily, Mac also works at the detective agency as a forensics analyst, so he's there to like keep her calm and be like, hey, you're doing a good job. You know, forget what those losers say. You're doing good. And one day she will show them. Not enough coffee in the world would satiate that grumpitude. Yeah. We love B-Sun, yes. Mac respects her. Tap on them haters, Oren. Oh my goodness. Someone feel free to draw that. Not you, though, Warlock. Not you. You're not allowed. Not until you recover. A bee borb. I think I like that one a lot. But yep, as promised, it is time for the inking. So just as a recap, we've got Dreamwalker, Dolly, Shade, and Ruby Merchant. Or if you'd like, you could call him Ruby for short. He doesn't mind. But doodle. Warlock, if I've seen that you've doodled dabbing Orin later, I will bap you with a newspaper. Is Orin more of a summer person then? Ooh. I assume it's because oranges are summer fruits? If that's the case, then yes. I know citrus is good for you in the winter, but oranges need the heat. Ah. No, not the newspaper. My one weakness. That's right. All good artists need to take care of themselves. That includes me, so hold me accountable too. This is going to be... This is a little bit of a risky decision, but okay. Doesn't look too bad, I don't think. She has a Mac to help her or keep warm during the winter. Should I have that as something that can have a response? Hydrate? It's like, it's not gonna show up on like screen or anything, but I could have the chatbot bit and like, hey, thanks for reminding the streamer to hydrate or something like that. I can probably do that. But as a matter of fact, I do have something to hydrate with. I have a jasmine milk tea, and instead of honey boba this time, I opted for some grass jelly. The Borbs also love grass jelly. Like, they go through that like nothing. And by that, of course, I mean Mac makes sure she's wearing plenty of layers so she doesn't freeze. Of course. And I'm sure he'd give good hugs. Oh, he's always willing to give her good hugs. You can actually see in the grand opening comic where he just kind of like wraps his arm around her and is just like, yeah, you're all right, and she's just all pouting and puffing up her cheeks like, yeah. We must keep our streamer Tamagotchi alive. Thank you. I appreciate the Tamagotchi treatment. And if you stop by the stream, you too can treat Harpy as a Tamagotchi. Probably even more so if I implement a good Princess Borb PNGtuber. I think that might be the next thing I do, is just drawing Princess Borb PNGtuber. Maybe I should do that. That actually could be a good idea, especially if it's smaller. Then that would also be good for dual streaming as well. Because the Borb would take up much less space. Actually, I think what I'll do first is I'll do the red first. I guess it'd be alright if I just outline the eyes in this too. And then we grab the orange and outline the rest of it, and then dots on the hat. I think I'll alternate between green and pink. Could be a good one. I feel like the green dot always has to be in the center. Doesn't always have to be, but yeah. I think I'm starting to lean towards the idea that the dots are actually constantly alternating, just because that makes it easier on me. Actually, I'm going to change the pinks to purples because I do not have pinks on me at the moment. At least not a whole lot of them. Like, yes, these are small, but I want to save the pinks for where they're more needed rather than just details like that. We can work on shade next. That exclamation snack. I actually do have some popcorn chicken next to me, so I can do that. Though, just as a general rule of thumb, I don't usually eat on stream, but you, just for you, because you did snack. Weird other design thing to set in your brain. If you were an object head, what thing would it be? Ooh, an object. That's a tough one. There's a lot of good ones. Like, probably not a TV. Could you imagine if it was just a cup of boba? Just a cup of milk tea, and I just frequently, like, pour it and refill it to change the drinks. That might be the call. It's a like clear plastic cup of milk tea. And Warlocks would probably be a tablet. Yeah, that would work. Not sure what yours would be? Ooh. Do you want to be an inkwell? Like, I could see that, like, the ink, like, just, like, spilling out in, like, huge clouds of black ink. Or whatever color ink you feel like that day. Maybe it's even iridescent ink. Ooh. Be fancy. Few things. Pinball bumper, Atari controller, bingo, rolling cage, a single die. Those are all good ones. Pinball bumper because a train of thought. But yeah, those are all good ones. Those are all good. Honestly, there is a lot of creativity that can go into object heads. I don't know that this completely counts, but one time I saw this one drawing, or it was actually like a collection of drawings, and someone drew a character of a guy who basically like held a scythe, but the scythe was also his head because it has like a giant eye embedded in the blade. So he would just like walk around with the scythe, and then he could just like peek over things because he could just lift the scythe like over a wall and stuff like that. And of course, you know, he's like wearing a suit and stuff, so, you know, a lot of people liked that, and me included. So I don't know if you would count that as an object head, but like technically, you know, an object is the guy's head. But it was also just super creative. I hope they do more with that character. Looking good so far. Once made an object head of a cowboy hat because I was shocked that's not super common for object heads from what I saw. Honestly, hats for object heads are also like really an interesting concept because it's like it's already like head adjacent. So, and there's like so many different hats that already have like connotations for status or occupation. You know. But then I guess you kind of get into a sort of gray area where it's like, well, at what point is it still a hat, and at which point does it just become, you know, an invisible head person that just happens to be wearing a hat? A witch hat object head, yeah. Note, the hole where the head goes can become the face. Or maybe I should put my Skeksis voice on and be like, I don't know how many of you watched Dark Crystal, be it the movie or the unfortunate Age of Resistance that only got one season. Skeksil, I think, was the name of the Chamberlain. That might be big enough for the flower. Yeah, because I think I want more room to show that they're wearing a hoodie. You know, turning my characters into borbs almost gives the feeling of like Kirby transformations. Like, you know how in like Super Smash Brothers, when Kirby like does the vacuum mouth move and then gains traits of whoever ends up in Kirby's mouth. That's what I feel like these Borbs are doing. Except they don't do that. They're just here. It actually reminds me a lot of when one of my characters had a chibi form. And they basically had like another different, cuter, like, personality than their original. I feel like these Borbs would be similar. Or like Tsum Tsum. If that makes any sense anyways. And of course I missed a spot, 'cause I always do. That looks better. Go. And the next round of line arts is a go. Need some food, some grocery shopping, alright. Hope you get what you need. Thank you for stopping by, Warlock. Never saw the show, just the movie? Yeah. Like, the movie is still great on its own. But for those who want to deep dive in the lore, that first season was also so good, which just makes me so sad that it got canceled. Like, why? Why you do this? I know it was expensive with all the puppets and everything, but like, they were going to try with like CG. They were going to try and do that to like make it cheaper. I don't think it would have as great an impact, but I think the puppetry really adds to it, especially since they got that one guy who made the hand puppets to do like some puppetry work on the show as well. So that was really cool. I apologize, I forget what his name is. I want to say like Barnaby Dixon or something like that. But yeah, I'm sure someone in the comments watching the VOD can correct me. this one. And this one. I'm hoping that I get more alcohol marker refills today, but we shall see. And if you guys would like to help supplying the Creator's Garden with more art supplies so I can continue making more stories and art for you guys, you know the usual YouTube deal. Like, comment, subscribe. But I also have a Ko-fi link right up there. If you're feeling super generous, you can donate by buying me a boba. You can become a visitor of Sanctus, in which you'll get a Borb attributed to you, which shows up like at the beginning of every stream. Or, as I've been showing off, I have stickers that are available. And they're all super adorable and I love them. But yes, thank you for letting me do my my shilling spiel. But if you're not in a position for any of that, I completely get it. It's really hard. Times are tough. I'm feeling like I could make these horns bigger. Just all this negative space back here is driving me a little nuts. He could have a tail, actually. I like that. Oh, yeah, that works. I think that works. Possibly, maybe. Alright. And these next four are inked. There's Farmhand, Forest Guardian, Alden, and Scotty Hijack. I think Scotty's turning out really cute. I really like it. It has been so long since I've drawn them in their six-winged form. So this was a nice way to incorporate it, I think. And then the last batch of 4. As we erase all the sketch lines underneath, the line art will be complete. And I really like doing the colored line art because I think it really does add something to the drawing, though I do have to be careful that the line art doesn't blend in too well sometimes. I especially have to be careful during when I'm using like powerful colors like reds and blacks, but like for instance, like with coloring Mac, if I use the red ink and then colored in red, then a lot of the line art would be completely lost. So that's why I outlined in purple. But yeah. Here's Mac, Oren, Mackenzie, and Bakshi all inked up. And now for the colors. Though we have reached the 2-hour mark in the stream, so I think what I'm going to go ahead and do is I'm going to take a quick break to do some stretches, refill on snacks and hydrate and all that. And I hope you guys take the time to take care of yourselves as well. Take restroom breaks, all that sort of thing. And in the meantime, we will have some, art go across the screen, and the fishing game will still be up there if you still feel like doing it. So yeah, we'll be right back, guys. Right, and I'm back. So let's see. Well, first of all, definitely need my yellow. That's kind of important. Alright, repairman, let's see what you get. It's a pufferfish. Awesome. Honestly, the staggering... oh, goodness. I'm okay. I think it's just the air's a little dry. But anyways, I was going to say that the staggering amount of various species that could be found in the water is always super fascinating. Okay, I think that's better. Actually, I think what I can do, I'll start with this first. drop my markers again, because I always do that. I think for fairly simple Borb drawings, they're coming out fairly cute. Of course, I don't have a full variety of color on hand. Mostly it's light blues and some other various shades. Especially light blues, because I tend to use those to shade in white areas. But also just like lighter pastels in general, pink as well. I'm very much completely out of pink, save for just a little bit. Like if I have enough for certain details. I think I have just enough to do farmhand because pink is very prevalent in farmhand's design. had more darker grays to work with probably, but this'll do for now. Basically going in with some shadows first, and then gonna overlay on top with the red. A little bit of the darker purple around here. Two are basically done, although I'm still not liking how flat this looks. So I'm wondering if another coat will help. Or if it'll just dry the seams before. Okay. That might be the ticket. Just need to like wait for it to dry a bit, and then once the second like pass dries and gets a little bit like more pigmented, I think. Which I think is going to work in my favor, hopefully, maybe. Yeah, I think that works. Alright. Second batch for color. Let's see if I can get away with maybe something like red here for the shadows. Try and use this pink. Badge complete. Not sure how I feel about the Alden one. That might need a redo in the future. moments when I nearly forgot that I didn't mean for those to be closed eyes. Those were going to be open eyes. Sometimes that's the thing, I just color without thinking. Even when I color code things, sometimes I still color the wrong color anyways. Mr. Gamer Guy, Alpha! Welcome, welcome. Sorry I didn't see you till now. But yes, Happy New Year! Glad to see you guys. Hope your 2026 is starting off strong. And you guys are lucky because this stream is going to be like not my final stream forever, but I am planning on taking next week off, so it'll be a while before I start streaming again, just because I want to like get some more sketches and ideas ready so that I'm not always scrambling to like come up with stuff for new streams. So it's gonna take a bit to refresh the creative juices, I suppose. And then hopefully by the time I come back, I'll have plenty of ideas. No worries, you are locked in. Yeah. You'd know about being locked in as well. It's good. New year, new opportunities, and new memories to make. Absolutely. Absolutely. Like, definitely this year, I think I will be able to finish drawing up the Actress's Tale webcomic. I already have, like, the last bits basically scripted out. I just need to draw all the panels and such. And then it's, from that point on, it's like inking and coloring. Although coloring will be slow going because I'm trying to get more alcohol marker refills, because I've run out of certain colors, mostly like pastels, like the light blues and the pinks, as well as my darker grays that I tend to use for black when I don't want to lose the line art. Put a break in my comic for February for this reason, falling behind on cue. Yeah. And yeah, sometimes you just gotta, take some time for yourself. I don't want to end up with my wrist hurting either, so gotta take it easy sometimes. Speaking of which, I need to like stretch my hand a bit. Yeah. Well, it's a good thing these are the last borbs of the stream. Once I'm done coloring, yeah, I think once I'm done coloring, that could be it. Because this is on sticker paper. Because I think what I'm gonna end up doing during my break is that Just so that the algorithm doesn't forget me, I'll be doing some posts of some other drawings that I've done. Or just like completions of other projects. So you'll at least still see some art from me. I just won't be doing streams next week. But hey, that means if you're someone who hasn't been watching past streams, then now would be a good time to catch up. I kid, of course. You don't have to if you don't want to. Okay. And I think maybe I'll do some white highlighter to finish it off. A white gel pen, I should say. And I think that about does it. So here are the finished Borbs. You got Dreamwalker, you got Dolly, we got Shade, we got the Ruby Merchant, then there's Farmhand, Forest Guardian, Alden, and Scotty Hijack. I think I really like that one. Drawing a 6-winged Borb is really cool. And then we have Mac, Oren, Mackenzie, in all her made-up glory, and Bakshi. Bakshi seems like something might be missing, but I'm not sure what to add or how to incorporate it. So I think I'm just gonna leave it for now. But yeah. With that being said, I think I will call the stream here. So thank you all very much for joining me in this very relaxed and calming Borb stream. As I mentioned earlier, this is going to be the last stream of the week, and then next week I'm taking off, so no streams next week, but I will be back after that. Hope to see you next time. All of them were adorable. Thank you. Thank you. Yeah, I think if I had to pick a couple favorites, I think I like how Mac turned out. I like how Ruby Merchant turned out. And I think I like Farmhand and Scotty as well. I think those are my top Borbs. But yeah. So with that being said, thank you all for joining me. And for the last time in this stream, if you enjoy my art and you'd like to help me make more art and also help me continue writing stories for the World of Sanctus and the Snapdragon Club, then I hope you'll consider leaving a like or a comment or subscribing to the channel. Every little bit helps. And if you're feeling super generous, I have a Ko-fi link right up there in which you can buy me a boba You can become a visitor of Sanctus and get a Borb attributed to your username, which will show up in the beginning of the stream. And also, we have cute stickers available, which is what we use to base the Borbs off of this stream. And they're all super cute and high quality. And eventually I'll get to work on that Princess Borb PNGtuber. We'll see. But yeah, once again, thank you all for joining me, and I'll see you like in about a week or so. So, hope you take care of yourselves until then. Have a good weekend, guys. Bye. Bye.